Hey gang, it's funny. I just figured out the perfect place to mount my camera slash phone. It's on my Ninja. I gotta show you this. This is perfect. I'm putting it right there. High tech, baby. Anyways, I was just working late. It's 12:30. And my computer died because I didn't have the power plugged into it. And I was sitting here and I was thinking about some of the posts that had come through on Facebook, and I had commented to some of them, but I wanted to specifically address, people are saying funny things, and it's cool. And you know what? Make fun of me. I mean, for crying out loud. I'm doing something nutty, right? Like, just laugh and enjoy yourselves and talk about what my bunghole's gonna be like the next day. I mean, that's obviously that's the go-to, But it definitely, there were a couple comments like, kiss your taste buds goodbye, taste your, or kiss your stomach lining goodbye. I have a feeling that peppers could be one of the most misunderstood elements that we eat, because when we eat them, we think that they're burning us because that's what it feels like. And I was talking to my brother about this, Kenny. He's an ex-Marine. And he had told me a lot of stories when he was in boot camp. They had put him through a gas chamber where he had he described it as clearing his mask. They went in with a gas mask and they had to essentially pull it away from their face or allow out external air to come into the mask. The pepper spray actually went into the mask. And Kenny, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's how it went. And then they had to stand there at attention for X amount of minutes while the pepper spray worked its magic on your respiratory system. And I was just talking to him the other day, and he's like, I had forgotten this. In the story, it was kind of like, oh, look at what a badass I am because I made it through that. But he said, we spent a lot of time in school learning about things and readjusting our perception, learning about the realities of chemicals and things like that, and that, and pain, right? You get shot in the arm, you have to kind of readjust your perception of what pain is so that you can manage your way through that versus, like my 4-year-old stubbed his toe the other day, and he's ow, and I'm like, look, you gotta, it's time to start learning how to manage the pain that you have. You can't always throw a fit when at the instant you feel some pain. And I feel like we're constantly learning that, we're constantly having to learn what our limits are and how to respond to them. We react to them as children, and then we become adults, and we have to be able to objectively address anything. And that's what this chili experience for me is about objectively feeling a sensory input and being able to categorize it and say, yeah, okay, got it, yep. Pain, burning, blowtorch in the back of the head, I'm with you. All right, got it. What is that doing to my body? Interesting. Heart rate escalating, salivating, can't talk. And to be able to objectively deal with that experience in a way that, as a kid or, anyone just dealing with something like that for the first time would never be able to deal with. You panic, right? You panic. It's all about panic. I think as I've been learning about life, when negative experiences are placed upon you, how you deal with those is really going to define your life. If you panic every time something really challenging hits you in the face, and I'll tell you, getting hit in the face with a pepper extract or the hottest pepper in the world or the hottest hot sauce or whatever it is, getting hit with those things, metaphorically, there isn't really a lot in my life that's worse than that. I'll go to work and we have our challenges at work. Things happen. People are always amazed that, the craziest things will happen. And I'll sit there and I'll look at them and I'll say, okay, got it. Uh-huh. Yep, so I see how those elements played out, and now it's time to figure out how we're going to deal with them, right? And peppers are a big part of taking that to the extreme for me, so that when you deal with it in your daily life, when you have some challenge, whatever that challenge is it a physical challenge? Do you have a disease? Do you have a bad back? Do you have a bad, toenail or whatever it is, or your sciatic go out, or whatever, or is it emotional? Did you get left by your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or did you get fired, or are you fighting with a family member, or is it is it financial? Are you out of money? Are you about to go onto the street? Those types of things. Whenever you hit those moments, to be able to categorize them and say, okay, that's where I'm at. Here I am. And to be able to pull out of the situation, and rather than be all victimized and in the moment, caught up in your pain and your sorrow and your woe is me, and not allowing yourself to panic. That's it. I watch these videos of folks trying plutonium or Mad Dog or any number of them, and it's all about panic. Folks don't know what to do when they go beyond, when they've been pushed outside of their typical comfort zone. I've never felt pain like this, therefore I am scared beyond belief, and I am going to do things because of that set me into a panic mode that's totally unintelligible. I'm not thinking, I'm not making decisions, I'm not addressing what's really happening. My body is in control, and I'm running down the driveway like a madman. Hey, I'm not saying that I won't do some extract that will take me there, but for me, that's what this is about. Okay, my life is about being able to address challenges. So, circle back. Am I doing something that's damaging myself? Because I had to ask myself that. Well, shoot, man, what if I'm creating permanent damage? And I started researching it, and for what it's worth, the research that's out there is pretty clear that capsaicin is it's not burning you. Okay, and I'm going back to what my brother had said in the Marine Corps. He's like, now I remember I was learning about pepper spray and how it was actually kind of a mind F. I'm gonna try to keep it G-rated, where it's tricking your mind into thinking that you're being burned, but you're not. It is and that's why in one of my last videos I said, I can feel this attacking my nervous system. It's telling your body that you're being burned, but you're not actually being burned. It's not acidic at all. That would be the burn. I suppose it would either be acidic or it would be temperature hot. It's not temperature hot, and it's not acidic. It's actually alkaline, which is interesting. If you're like on an alkaline diet, you're trying to eat more alkaline, less acidic. Peppers are actually on the alkaline side, not super far. They're not like 1 or 2. I'm sorry, not 14 or 13. But they're out there, they're over 7, and they're not super acidic, and in this, this concept of, well, it's not burning me, it's just actually attacking my nervous system. what's the purpose? Well, they're actually medicinal in nature. So the purpose of capsaicin, if I were to guess, I didn't create this universe and I don't know the purpose of everything, but what it does in our body is it treats our body, it tricks our body into thinking that it needs to protect itself from acid. So it increases the mucus lining of the stomach and can have positive effects against ulcers. So when people say, oh, there goes the lining of your stomach, it's actually the opposite. It's increasing the lining of your stomach medicinally and can help against ulcers. Now, I've made some comments in some of my videos about it, killing prostate cancer and stuff like that. And that's, there are a lot of studies going on out there about what capsaicin can do. Can it kill cancer? It seems to be doing a good job against prostate cancer. I don't know. Not a doctor, not a scientist. I'm not claiming that capsaicin kills prostate cancer. I just read a few articles that said that it's being shown to have some positive effects against it. But I think I'd like to just kind of go down in saying that, look, I would love it if capsaicin, which is the active ingredient in capsicum or chili, if capsaicin got a different rap, if people truly understood, if we kind of took some of the mystique away from chilies and it's like, oh, it's burning your gut, it's burning your face, you're gonna burn a hole in your tongue, all that kind of stuff. I guess it's fun to a certain degree, but then once you learn the truth, it's actually more fun. It's more interesting that this isn't burning a hole in your tongue, that it is just tricking your nervous system into something, into doing something. So if that, then it's all in your head. It's literally all in your head. It's telling you you're being burned, but you're not. So what are you going to do with it? What an interesting tool. There's tools out there. I've studied a fair amount of Native American spirituality and things like that. And there's things like peyote, right, that you take. I've never taken it. Don't think I will. But that you can take and it brings you back to places in your life, memories that are so real that it feels like you're there again, and you can relive them and learn all sorts of lessons. There are elements on this planet that are here to help us. I think eating peppers can help you learn lessons on how to deal with pain, how to deal with struggle, how to deal with obstacles. That's a momentary teaching tool. It's a 30-minute lapse in time that can give you the opportunity to address fear, anxiety, stress, and work your way through it and keep a cool head. That it's like doing a flight simulator and learning how to fly instead of getting in the jet and crashing, and imagine getting really good at that flight simulator. That's basically what it's doing. This is a different. I've never heard anybody articulate it this way. This is how I feel about chili. Now I got a new hot sauce. Hang on, I'll show you. In the mail today. I tried it tonight. Very excited. This is called Gator. You know what's funny? This says Gator hot sauce. I ordered Gator squeezins. I'm gonna have to look into that. Anyways, this is Pepper X. It says Pepper X, and that's supposed to be 3 million Scoville pepper. It was pretty good. It was hot. It was sweet. It was citrus. Didn't even feel it. Like zero. My tolerance is there. So that's the challenge. So now your tolerance gets there. So let's think about that with regard to life, right? So if you push yourself, you put yourself in hard situations, and you continue to look at them objectively, you continue to learn the lessons, you continue to get better and better and better at dealing with those hard situations. Your tolerance goes up. Next time something really challenging happens, I like to say relax into it. You kind of, okay, well, let's absorb this. Let's feel it. What's happening right now? Where did this come from? What are the elements that I wouldn't see if I was panicking right now? And your tolerance goes up. They start to bother you less and less and less. You lose your job, you lose your house, you lose a family member, you loss. A lot of it has to do with loss, pain. Learn, experience. Evolve. I mean, this is what it's all about. And this pepper thing is just as a physical moment. I mean, I don't do this every day, 100 times a day, right? This is just like, okay, I'm gonna do a little training right now. I train in the gym, I work out, I train with martial arts, I train in my job, and I eat chilies. So anyways, this was a little bit of an explanation video of why I'm doing this. There will be hotter adventures. I will say this though, and my wife would punch me in the gut if I don't say this. After that last video that I did where I took a Carolina Reaper and I filled it with Mad Dog 44, I had about the worst post-pepper eating gut experience of my life. I did that about 11, and somewhere around 3 in the morning I woke up, and it was something fierce. And I've had this before, so I relaxed into it, and I tried to ride it out. And it went for about 20-30 minutes. And I was sweating, dripping sweat. I'm on the ground, I'm moaning. And I'm thinking, it's not going away. And then it started coming back. Before it went away, it started coming back. And that started to get scary, right? Now I'm scared. It's almost like the next level of dealing with this type of anxiety and fear and everything. Geez, I don't think I couldn't handle what I got before, but now I'm gonna get another one on top of one that hasn't gone away. It's gonna be double as bad. Your mind starts getting all scared and everything. I laid next to my wife at 6 in the morning, moaning, and I told her I will never do that again. It was too much. I don't need to have 4, 5, 6 hours of extreme sweat-wrenching pain. I would say that that's a little outside of the training that I'm looking for. I know it's going to go away. It'll go away inside of 24 hours. Do I want to have 24 hours of pain? Not really. So what I've decided is I am going to do higher levels of extract. I'm going to do the 9mm or the plutonium 9, and I'm going to do the 16 million extract, or the crystals that I have. I am not swallowing them. Plain and simple. I don't care what anybody says. I'll take a Carolina Reaper wrapped with a Pepper X, coated with Magnum 44, doused in 16 million. I will chew that thing for 15 minutes, but that thing is getting spit the F out. It is not going in my gut. I will deal with all the head stuff. There's no reason to swallow that. I don't care what anybody says. No freaking reason. And I watched Johnny Scoville down that second bottle, and I've said this before, down that second bottle of plutonium to prove himself to a bunch of people that said he didn't really do it the first time. Again, who cares? I will never do that. If anybody says I didn't do it, F them. I don't care. I'm doing this for my own journey. It has nothing to do with making money on YouTube, but he said he'll never do that again, and I believe him, because he had capsaicin cramps, he calls them. I don't know what you call, well, I just call it burning in my gut. But he had capsaicin cramps every 5 minutes for 24 hours now. I wasn't 24 hours, it was 12 hours. But yeah, it was freaking bad, man. The next morning, my son's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm sick, man. I didn't want to tell him. He loves hot sauce, he's 4 years old, eats Frank's Red Hot. I didn't want to tell him I was going down because I did something stupid the night before, but I was laying on the couch. I'm like, son, you gotta go over there for a minute. I got a rile in pain over here. So no more. I'll chew the shit out of them and I'm spit them out. And I don't care what anybody says. That'll still give me all the challenge I need, and I'll be able to sleep. All right, you guys, I love you all. Thanks for listening. This is my journey, and again, you know, I have it's funny how I've kind of moved into this push my limit thing. I really didn't. That wasn't the plan. I am going to be reviewing hot sauces. I'm going to be reviewing all sorts of hot sauces, including this Gator hot sauce right here. Very excited to do that. And those are going to come before I go to the 9mm or the plutonium 9 and those things. But in the meantime, thank you for listening, and enjoy.